to Ms. June Merritt to finish her presentation.
All right. So, again, with the health insurance renewal, we, based on the information provided by Integra, we are recommending that we go with Pan America option 1D. And with that option and what the premiums come out to be, we put it through our spreadsheet. We're not recommending any changes in percentages at this point, but just based off of the increase. And the employee, if they have single coverage, they will see an increase of $1.05 per week. If you have employee child coverage, it would increase to $5, be an increase of $5.68 per week. Employee, spouse, and family are an increase of $8.88 per week. And that is all that I have, but that is our recommendation.
Okay. Are there any questions or comments from council for Ms. Merritt? If there are no questions at this time, I'll set the motion.
Councilman Quillen, I'll make the motion to approve the recommendation of June Merritt, Director of Human Resources and Finance, to accept the Pan American proposal option 1D for the 2026 health insurance renewal as presented.
We have a motion from Councilman Quillen. Is there a second?
Councilman Bradley, I second the motion.
We have a second from Councilman Bradley. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Passes unanimously. Thank you, Director. Thank you, Mr. Smith. New business number 3.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Good evening.
So I'm excited tonight to bring to you the renewal of the lease at 106 Spring Street, also known as Birminghorn. And here tonight is J.R. Walker and John Talkington, owners of Birminghorn. So it's hard to believe that it's been 3 years since they established here in downtown, and they've been doing great. And we're even more excited that they want to continue that here in Seaford for another 3 years. So you have in your packet a lease that shows that for the 3-year period, the first 2 years, their rent will stay as it has been at the $2,000, and then we've agreed that on year 3 it would increase by 3%. And I would be remiss if I didn't say that May 16th is their celebration of 3 years. So,
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah, big deal.
kudos there.
Big deal. Any questions or comments from the council? Okay. If there are no questions or comments at this time, I'd like to ask for a motion.
Councilman Quillen, I'll make the motion to approve the lease agreement renewal for the city-owned property located at 106 Spring Street as presented.
We have a motion from Councilman Quillen. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second from Vice Mayor Henderson. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Passes unanimously. Congratulations. Thank you. All right, on to new business number 4.
All right, our Director of Public Works is out today, so he asked if I would present this information. The city did receive 4 bids in response to our bid advertisement for street paving spring 2026. The low bidder was Delmarva Paving in the total bid amount of $162,924.15. We have worked with Delmarva Paving many times in the past. The director is recommending we award it to that low bidder. I would like to say, though, this bid has several areas of paving. There's going to be a little bit of paving at the Curiosity Shop, which the city owns, around a catch basin that we have that was starting to get a lot of debris in it. Hooper's Landing, additional parking. So council, if you've been out there, you know we seal coated an old tennis court behind the pro shop. We're going to pave that, stripe it. We're going to pave King Street, Arch Street to Pine Street, King Street, Cannon to Conwell Street, and Poplar Street, Conwell to Pine Street for this $162,924.15. I will try to answer any questions that the council might have related to the bid.
Do we have any questions or comments for city manager relating to new business number 4?
Question.
Vice Mayor Henderson.
Does that include the modification of curbs for wheelchair accessibility?
So it will if it's necessary. The director has been trying to choose streets that don't require them because they take so much additional money. So I don't know the specific answer to that question, but if we pave by it and it's not compliant, we have to replace it, so.
So how does that affect pricing and the amount? Is that within this bid?
It would be within that bid, yes, sir. What I understand is each handicap ramp now is costing the city about $7,500 each. So it really reduces down the paving we are able to do on an annual basis. But it's inevitable because as roads start to deteriorate, if they have handicap ramps on them that are non-compliant or non-existent, then you're going to see that paving distance go down and handicap ramps have to be implemented.
Okay. Any additional questions or comments from council? All right, since there are none at this time, I'd like to ask for a motion.
Councilman Quillen, I'll motion to award the bid for street paving to the low bidder of Delmarva Paving LLC in the amount of $162,924.15 as presented.
We have a motion from Councilman Quillen. Is there a second?
Councilwoman Grassett, I second the motion.
We have a second from Councilwoman Grassett. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Passes unanimously. Do we have any old business?
We do not, sir.
All right, and we'll move on to the reminder of meetings.
Just a few. Budget workshop meeting number 1, May 5th, 2026, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. in council chambers. The Sussex County Association of Towns meeting, May 6th, 6 o'clock to 9 p.m. It will be in Bridgeville at the Firehouse. National Day of Prayer, Thursday, May 7th, from 12:20 to 12:40 on the front lawn of City Hall. And then just a reminder, citywide cleanup week is May 11th through 15th of this year. So it's coming up. That's all I have, sir.
Busy times in the city of Seaford. We're going to move on to our liaison reports. We're going to begin with the Code and Parks and Recreation and Councilwoman Stephanie Grassett.
All right, in the Code Department, they have issued 94 permits so far in 2026, as well as 1,865 unit rental licenses. They're continuing to do inspections throughout the city, violation and routine inspections. They also recently met with an asbestos testing contractor. We have a demolition property coming up, and they met there to make assessments for the property that will be demolished. As I stated last meeting, we're going to give a helpful code fact every meeting. This time, last time was about your grass. This time is that no more than one unlicensed or inoperable vehicle may be parked on a residentially zoned property, providing that said vehicle is actively being restored or repaired, is not stored on jacks, jack stands, blocks, or any similar device, doesn't have flat tires, is covered in a tight-fitting vehicle cover when the work is not taking place, is not parked in your front yard, and that the area surrounding the vehicle is kept free of spare parts, rubbish, high weeds, or vegetation, and is not determined to create a hazard or public nuisance. Of course, if you have a vehicle that fits under those descriptions, our code department may be visiting you. Again, a reminder about annual cleanup week. Do not place items on the curb until 1 week prior to cleanup, or you may receive a violation notice, which means, since we haven't hit May yet, you are in violation if you have your stuff out there already, and I see many people who do. As far as our large project statuses, we have Muirfield has 17 lots remaining in Phase 4. They have a few things left for repair in Phase 3, and Ryan Homes has started construction of a new model home there. Bel Air Single Family, they're still waiting for dedication inspection requests to dedicate Danfield Drive. Other updates, Nylon Capital, you will notice that they have started paving around the mill at the Nylon Capital Shopping Center. Modwash, the signs have been installed, the outdoor vacuums are being installed, and the opening has been pushed to May. They had a few weather delays. Governor's Grant Phase 4, D.R. Horton has several homes under construction. Aldi has the building pad and footers installed. Cookout, the building plans are being finalized and for their permit submission, and renovations continue at the Seaford Inn property on Route 13. Next up is Parks and Recreation. Parks Department, they have begun irrigation maintenance at the sports complex. They have been maintaining sports fields for men's softball, youth soccer, and weekend field rentals. They installed 2 benches around Hooper's Landing, and I do have a photo there for you to see that. That came from a community suggestion. Someone reached out and said, you know, I walk around the park and around the golf course, and you know, we don't have any benches out there. So they have been installed. They look great. There are 2 of them around Hooper's Landing. They've been continuing to clear brush and cut grass at our new property on South Conwell Street. As far as recreation is concerned, they have started men's slow pitch. We have 7 teams. They have begun coordinating dates and volunteers for youth pickleball. They have met with DENREC regarding the float-in end site. There is some erosion to that site, and we want to make sure that we address that. They have also been a part of Seaford High School CTE meeting with the Ag Department and continue their partnership with them. And they are meeting with the Downtown Seaford Association to help them with permitting for the 250th celebration that they have proposed for July 18th. Also would like to share from one of our parks, the work has been completed. If you remember, the Seroptimus organization came to us and suggested that they would like to do some upgrades and some upkeep to Seroptimus Park that they were paying for, so we said yes. And so that work is completed, and you can see the pictures there. If you take a look at Seroptimus Park, they were going to be power washing, they were going to be replacing some things, adding some stones and paving. So check that out off of Middleford Road. I just drew a Seaford blank and couldn't think of it, but that work has completed, and we thank the Seroptimus organization again for providing all of those updates free of charge to the city. That would conclude my report.
Thank you, Councilwoman Grassett. I'm going to move over to Police and Fire and Vice Mayor Dan Henderson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have 2 complete reports from Fire Chief Matt Reed and Police Chief Marshall Kraft. Start with the Fire Department. Year to date for 2026, there's 465 fire calls. During April 26, during this month, it's 95 calls for an average of 3.39 calls per day. EMS, we've had 1,566 calls year to date, and in April it's 364 for an average of 13.03 calls per day. Significant incidents, there were 2 forest fires, one on Figs Road on the 14th and one on Craigs Mill Road on the 18th. The fire department responded on the 15th to the recovery of a body in Williams Pond. On the 22nd, there was a motor vehicle crash with entrapment on Woodland Ferry Road and Woodpecker Road. Engine 87-2 remains in reserve. Under training, the last training was on April 15th, where they practiced using airbags to lift heavy equipment or heavy objects. The next training will be May 6th for vehicle rescue. Moving on to training, you'll see the pie chart there with many little slivers, and you can expand that to see, to make the print larger, to see the hours committed to training and the shares, the share of the pie there. Under career services, working on probationary training items with the new employee corps in Dietz. Under news and events, new engine 87-3 has been delivered from the factory in Florida to our dealer in Salisbury, Maryland. I believe it's Atlantic. yeah.
Correct.
To have the last few items completed. The chief is going to re-inspect the engine on today, 4/28, to ensure all needed corrections were made. We should be taking, the chief says, we should be taking possession of the vehicle this coming Friday or Monday. Hopefully, they'll give you a heads up so that you can witness them rolling it into the engine bay. It's pretty exciting stuff. They'll have all the lights, and 20 or 30 head will get a hand on it and roll it in. So it's really quite stirring to see. It's a great tradition. The committee is tentatively scheduled to complete the engineering process for the new Ladder 87 on May 19th through 21st at the Pierce Factory in Appleton, Wisconsin. This is the first step of the manufacturing process. The order was placed in July of 2023. So once it goes in for manufacturing, it'll probably be at least another year.
Or two.
Possibly being delivered in 27 sometime. So it took 4 years to get a ladder. Moving on to the Seaford Police Department, Chief Kraft's report, you'll see the customary columns there with all the statistics from prior years and the current year. Under all crimes, there were 173. With 9 felonies, 37 misdemeanors, 12 violations, and 115 other various service calls and calls for service. All for an 84% clearance rate, about the same, maybe slightly lower than the previous period. And you'll see the crime view chart showing the most active days and the most active times of day. Under additional crime data, there were 22 complaints in the period, including the various levels of crime that you'll see there, with 7 felonies and 15 misdemeanors. Excluding shoplifting, for a 55% clearance rate, the chief was pretty pleased with that. That's still way above average. Under drug complaints, there were 10 drug crimes, 9 adult arrests, 1 pending active. There were 2 search warrants, 1 for DNA and 1 phone search. There was 1 overdose that the police department encountered. I think that's Addiction Medical Facility on Health Services Drive. Under traffic, there were 199 traffic contacts with 116 citations and 25 warnings. 2 DUIs, 1 crash-related, 34 crashes. Of the 34, 16 were non-reportable, 18 reportable. There were 5 hit and runs, 3 on private property, and 2 on public streets, Sussex Highway and Norman Eskridge Highway, Shipley Street, and northwest of Spruce. 1 bicycle accident, which was on private property in the Save-A-Lot parking lot, and then there was a motorcycle accident on Shipley northwest on Spruce. 1 alcohol or drug-related crash which was referred to previously. You'll see the crash data with the most active times of day, or most active days and the most active times of day to the right, the columns on the right. There's a number of number of significant reports or events listed here, including the death investigation for the body that was found on Williams Pond on the 15th, which was referred to when the fire department had responded with their boat. The police department went down to Laurel on the 18th to assist with the disorderly conduct and allow a large crowd disturbance at Little Creek Apartments. This was done proactively to try to prevent the large crowd from migrating to Seaford. So they, kudos to them for being proactive and helping. On Election Day, there was an assault, second degree on North Street and Clarence Street. And on the 23rd, there was a weapons complaint, aggravated menacing at Meadowbridge Apartments. You can read on through that. And there was a shots fired complaint on the 24th at DeVelli's Bagel Cafe, but there was no evidence of gunfire or related activity during the time of the investigation. They just didn't come up with anything. There was, it could have been gunfire, it could have been another noise, but there was no evidence of gunfire. Under administration, you'll see that they were quite busy over the last period, but most notably, I'll refer to the bottom one there on the April 24th. The police department had a formal award ceremony where it's the largest crowd. It's the largest group of policemen I've ever seen in one room. All the sworn officers who were not on duty were there, and the civilian staff were also present. And it was an honor to I won't say celebrate, but memorialize the extraordinary efforts by the sworn officers there. Also, the awards to the civilian group. Under community events, the Food On program was being revamped, and now they're still helping with the help of the Help Initiative. They're still doing that. There was on the 18th, Saturday the 18th, there was also a Boys and Girls Club Community Health and Wellness Festival, and that was done by the department's community engagement team. You'll see lots of training here. Most notably, on the 25th, April 25th, the officers Linville and Matthews graduated from the SWAT school, the State Police SWAT school, or the Delaware State Police SWAT school, along with others there. Senior Corporal Ruark attended the FBI LEDA supervisory course, so they are really, really busy furthering their education and becoming better officers. Finally, you'll see the total criminal arrests subdivided in juvenile and adult arrests over the last 4 years, including this current year. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I'm going to move over to our election department and Councilman Mike Bradley.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. At Governor's Grant, there was conduit dug and primary and secondary wires run. Seaford Innovation Center, they dug feeder conduits for transformers for Building E at the Seaford Innovation Center. Pulled 750 MCM underground wire down Atlanta Road for the Seaford Innovation Center. 423, they restored power caused by trees on Magnolia and Ivy, and there's going to be some additional work done there. They did their monthly substation checks, did switching procedure on circuits 210 and 330 for SCADA work, and I didn't know what SCADA meant, so it is supervisory control and data acquisition. Nick Moore and Jay Waller performed the 330 relay troubleshoot, trimmed trees on Woodlawn, fabricated and installed osprey deterrent on the hospital riser pole, and of course that's subject to approval by the National Birdwatcher Society. Greg Burke attended staff and construction coordination meetings, met at the Seaford Inn for electric plan discussion. And just a short comment about the election. I know my counterpart and myself were pleased with the results. I was a little bit disappointed though, and my disappointment is that in a city of this size, at an election, we have no more than 350 people go out and exercise their right. So that was a little disappointing. Respectfully submitted, Mike Bradley.
Thank you, Councilman. Going to move over to our Public Works and Wastewater Treatment Facility and Councilman Alan Quillen.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I appreciate that. Start with Public Works. Arbutus Pumping Station, the pump has been and motor has been replaced. Waiting water sampling for the startup. Also completed the pipe painting and installed new taps and injection points for all the chemicals. Completed property cleanups for the code department. Water service lines replaced on King Street. Water connection supplied for school function at Central Elementary. Spray for weeds throughout the town. Water service leak repair on Woodlawn Avenue. New tap and service line installed for a new home on Atlanta Road. And the CCTV project underway and is going well. Moving over to wastewater treatment and facility and compost. Both the plant and dewatering are performing well. Still troubleshooting an issue with the Oxic blower number 4, and a part has been ordered to repair secondary waste pump, and attended HibWorks project progress meeting, and the project is moving forward pretty well. Thank you. That concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman Quillen. Before we adjourn tonight, just want to mention there's an event on Thursday, April 30th, 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. to benefit Seaford tomorrow, Texas Roadhouse. As if you need another excuse to go to Texas Roadhouse, am I right? Come on. 10% donation night, you have to show the flyer, so if you go to the Seaford Tomorrow Facebook page, a flyer should be present. You have to show that to your waitress in order, or waiter, in order to get the 10% to go to Seaford Tomorrow, which is a great organization, does a lot for our city. So again, Texas Roadhouse, 3 p.m., 10 p.m. on Thursday night. And with that, I'd like to ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We have a motion from Councilman Bradley. Is there a second?
A second.
There's a second from Vice Mayor Henderson. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, we are adjourned. Thank you so much. Have a good night.